Hello YouTubers, this is Bad Rabbit here, and today I decided to talk to you guys about PvP in Pathfinder Online. Now, more specifically, Ryan Dancy's post back in September in 2013, originally when they were looking at building PvP in the game. Now, PvP in Pathfinder Online is quite problematic. At the moment, it's problematic because the animations don't work properly, the icons don't work properly, and the abilities don't work properly. So at the moment, it's a little bit stifled. Now, we go on now to talk about the types of conflict that, in Ryan's post, are supposed to be here. So we're supposed to have settlement conflict, company conflict, factional conflict, and alignment conflicts. Now, when it comes down to settlement conflict, it's easy to say that you can get a settlement to fight another settlement, but there has to really be a reason why they're going to fight each other. Now, recently I understand that the towers have been removed directly around the hexes for each of the settlements, which means it's less likely for you to be able to downpower the settlement and resources, and more likely for example, let's just use Golgotha, to stay very, very prominent and very, very well resourced. Now, the reason why I mention Golgotha is actually Golgotha is probably the only factional settlement that has such a huge land feature around it that you can't actually get up to it. So, well, you can. There's a secret way of getting up there, but I'm not going to tell you what that is. But anyway, it's very, very challenging for you to be able to get to that. Now, that will make it even harder for you to get to the towers. Now, if you've removed the towers around Golgotha, how are you going to downpower them? Interesting question. Now, settlement conflict again. It's effectively declarations of war from one settlement against another, but there isn't anything implemented in the game right now that allows you to do that. It's all kind of consensual. It's all kind of chatty, politic kind of thing on forums or in the game. So it's very difficult to not only have a settlement conflict, but also to destabilize an entire region. Again, it's all to do about money and really reasons why you would go and do that, because currently there isn't any reason to go and do it. So I'm going to link the post that I'm talking about at the bottom of this video, so you can have a look. Now, settlement wars. This is Ryan's post. Settlement wars are declared by the players who hold the settlement's leadership positions. So it's possible for the powers that be to potentially hurl an unwilling population into conflict. I've not seen this. How do they do that? Anyway, ultimately, settlement warfare is about conquest and territory control. It is, but how can you now control a territory when it comes down to towers which have been removed around it? I guess we maybe need some more details on how these towers are really going to function in the future. So let's move on. So company conflicts. Now that's company versus company. So I'll mention Golgotha again. They could do with the publicity, to be fair. They're not a bad little group of people. Big group of people, sorry. So Sensu and Golgotha have been fighting on and off for a little while. Casualties on both sides. Now, that is good, meaningful PvP. The little guy picks the big guy and starts to kick its butt. Because everyone likes the little guy. Everyone backs the little guy. Now, this feuds for company conflict can be sparked by anything. Now, company conflict is very easy to run in a game. However, there has to be a reason why you engage another company, not just for PvP, but there isn't any kind of value to it. So it just comes across as being maybe a PKer or a griefing, or even just being a bastard to these poor people who are running around. Now, that's where the company conflict can come into real trouble because people who do not like PvP are being PvP'd. Dodge ground. Anyway, so let's look at factional conflict. Now, elves, dwarves, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't really understand the factional conflict in this. Um, it's like factional membership and other bits and pieces. Like any player who meets the requirements may join a faction such as the Eagle Knights, the Pathfinders, or the Churches of Imode. Now, I'd love to know how you do that because I haven't seen that in game. So anyway, there you go. So factions. I'm not even going to cover that now because I don't really understand it, and I've been playing this game for a month. So if I don't understand it, how does anybody? Now, alignment. Now, alignment was removed a while ago. Now, all of you awesome Pathfinder Online or even Pathfinder tabletoppers will know that alignment is very key. Now, for example, Golgotha we'll talk about again. Golgotha are lawful evil. Sensu are chaotic evil. And there are a whole bunch of other little groups that have their own alignment. But the problem is that you can't tell someone's alignment at all. There's nothing to indicate it. So alignment doesn't work, which is a bit of a shame, I've got to be honest. Now, when it comes down to PvP, normally PvP comes down to one guy who's harvesting, 3 guys jump him and kill him. That one guy is very pissed off now because he can't do anything. And sadly, that is how Pathfinder is at the moment. There isn't really any incentive for anyone to go off and PvP. And there's no real incentive for anyone to be happy about being ganked. I mean, why would you be happy about being ganked? So I don't really see at the moment where Goblin Works is going with PvP. Also at the bottom, we'll talk about bounties. So this is what Ryan said. Finally, a quick word about bounties. Bounties still exist as ways for individuals to mark others for PvP. Bounties are expensive to individual players and are not a tool for everyday use, but we have expanded the list of crimes appropriate for death curses and bounties to include more antisocial behaviour such as ganking, ninja looting, cheating, and cheating a guild or settlement. Now, I don't know where the bounties are. I've not seen them. There's no board. I think realistically that is going to be a role-played thing. It's not going to be in game. I can't see it. I've never seen it, and that's slightly depressing. So PvP right now in Pathfinder Online, in a game that is supposed to be PvP based, is not the greatest. Ryan puts here that PvP is a central part of Pathfinder's game design. That's a real shame because I'm not seeing anything here that indicates that there really is a lot of PvP. Now, sandboxes are fantastic, and Pathfinder Online is a sandbox, but right now there's no sand in it. Not even PvE sand. The hexes look very similar. The beasts that you fight just stand around and don't do anything. They have a strange way of aggroing you. And to be honest, when you cross hexes and cast a spell, it bugs you out and stuffs you. So, I don't know where we're going with this. Goblin Works really needs to work very hard on PvP and really needs to strike the balance between consensual and non-consensual PvP. And now I'm going to explain that. Consensual PvP is Bob from Golgotha and Sensu and, I don't know, Chida from Sensu have a scrap because they don't like one another. That's consensual PvP. Non-consensual PvP is Albert from the Gem Trading Company is trying to get some stuff out of a trash pile. He gets ganked by Bob the Ayatollah. Yeah, the guy who's farming the trash pile is not very happy. That's non-consensual PvP. One party didn't want it in the first place, and I guess that's the difference between them both. these conflicts that they're looking to have in place, settlement conflicts, company conflicts, and factional conflicts, whatever. Not that we're covering factional conflicts, I don't know where that works. Those are consensual PvP. Now, non-consensual PvP again it can be interpreted as ganking, PKing, that kind of thing, and a lot of people really do enjoy that. Only the people who are doing the ganking, by the way. So anyway, PvP in Pathfinder Online is a challenge. I'm going to summarize now. They need to strike a balance. They need to at least they need to put some things in place where PvPers can go and do something. Now, we're going to talk about PvE very quickly. I did cover off that the mobs were very stationary. They didn't really look realistic. Now, there are no dungeons in this game. All you do is run out into the woods and you find a group of horrible baddies and you kill them. That is pretty much it. You can escalate hexes, and that means that you can go into a hex that looks like it's about to have some serious problems and complete the small quests in there. But I've never seen any rewards for doing that, and I've never really seen... there isn't really a reason for it. So, yeah, hopefully, because we get a content patch on Thursday, hopefully we'll see some changes, and hopefully the free trial offers that are being put out by Goblin Works at the moment will encourage more people to play. I also hope that Goblin Works will be a little bit more honest in what it is that they're trying to achieve in regards to the game itself, because currently it isn't the greatest game, Ryan. But I want it to be. I really, really do. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this ranty video, please click the subscribe button, like the video, and also comment if you don't agree with what I've said or you know something I don't. Comment below and we'll talk about it. This is Bad Bad Rabbit signing off. Peace.